Welcome to Berwyn, Illinois, a centennial city with a proud heritage, a center of education and progress, a city of homes and families, a city of beautiful parks and the finest recreation programs and facilities, the very best in safety and security and sound city government. Welcome to Meeting with the Mayor with Mayor Robert J. Lovero.
One other item, and I'm going to turn it over to Chief O'Halloran. We've also increased our ISO rating, and I'm going to have the Chief explain that. But the ISO rating is the rating that communities receive. We went from a 4 to a 2, which is unheard of, to jump that high, which saves a little for you as residents on your homeowner's insurance, but mainly saves on commercial insurance policies for our business here in town. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Chief O'Halloran so he can give us more detail on those two items.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. I presented, I have a few things here written so I wouldn't forget to talk about them. So I'm going to start and I'll talk about the ISO rating and we'll talk about the paramedic program last, which is very successful so far. In 2009, the Berwyn Fire Department responded to 8,431 calls for service in Berwyn. Of those, 6,347 were for emergency medical services. So far today, June 1st, we're pretty much tracking what we did last year. We're at 2,627. We have revamped, with the addition of our assistant fire chief, he has revamped our fire prevention unit, which we have 5 part-time employees, firefighters, that go back and inspect the city of Berwyn businesses and apartments for the safety of the residents. And in January 2008, we did, between January and December of 2008, we did 24 new businesses inspections. In the same year for 2009, we did 39, and now we're at 27 for this year up to June 1st. So as you can see, we're increasing our inspections. We're also increasing our annual inspections, and with the inspections also comes re-inspections where we have to go and find, violate, and make sure that they make the corrections, which really are up. We also have special inspections that we've been conducting with the building department and the police department, along with the health department, whenever we find a troubled home or business. All of those are increasing for us, and we also are doing some inspections on the occupancy for the bars and for the restaurants and places that are doing it. And one of the biggest burden coming on us, and everybody knows about this, and this is not a complaint by any means, but we, Frank Simic, the assistant chief, also handles every Freedom of Information Act out there. And unfortunately for us, we have to put our time into doing that because we are at a time-stamped date through the clerk's office, and we have to drop almost everything we're doing and get it done to comply with the law. So he's also handling that. We're doing a lot enforcing the codes. We're bringing this city of Berwyn safer. We're trying to get all the new business to comply with the codes for fire alarms. We've got 29 new businesses that already have new fire alarms and fire protection systems in there for the city of Berwyn. So we're moving forward on the fire inspections. One of my goals here is to, just like the police department and everybody else in this city, is to reduce some of the burden on the budgets. So in 2009, the city of Berwyn Fire Department applied for grants, and we applied for $6,639, about over $6.6 million in grant. Unfortunately, we only received $304,850 in grant. I wish it was a lot higher, but we're trying everywhere we can. The Treasurer's Office is assisting us through this also. Some of the grants we got was $140,000 for fire department air packs. It's the breathing units that we use. They are outdated and they're not up to NFPA codes. That would have been a burden on the city's budget. We've been actively working with the Community Development Block Grant, and we're applying for some federal money that's available out there. And we have about $5,750 where we awarded a grant for our rescue airbags. We have $8,000 for replacement of gas meters, for our vehicles, for the equipment that we go in and check for safety, for gas leaks. $600 for tools for our North End Fire Station. And we have also applied for about $150,000 for Phase 2 of the 16th Street Fire Station. The city is in the process of acquiring the building next door, and we are moving forward with the pre-planning to put the addition on, because just like every other department here in Berwyn, we're landlocked, and we're just struggling for storage. One of the big things I want to say, we tried with the mayor's lobby and help with all our congressmen for about $5 million for a new police fire station, and we were not successful in getting that. We met all the criteria except the city could not afford to share any funds with that due to our budgets. We also have an open grant for $1,852,000 and some change out. It's for the Assistance to Firefighter Safety Grant. It pays for firefighter salaries for a period of 5 years. That will help us through this program that I'm going to talk about. We are actively lobbying our congressman. The mayor's been calling them. I've been sending them letters. And our fire union, who is actively in Washington, also are lobbying. So we have 3 people hitting from all 3 sides, and we're beating them up, but we're going to do our best to get that. It's not been awarded. They're going through the second phase of it, and there's 3 phases of those. I think we have a real good chance in getting that. Some of the ones we didn't get, what applied for was through the Office of State Fire Marshal, the Illinois Department of Health. We tried to upgrade our EKG program, which is to a 12 lead, and then the fire station grant, what I talked about. In 2010, so far this year, through June 1st, we've applied for about $475,000 for the grants. They haven't been awarded yet, but we're moving forward on that. Our 2009 ISO rating, basically what that is it's a grading of your fire department. You're the taxpayers that pay us, and it's a grade. It's like me going home and getting my grade school grade. And I'm very proud of it. We improved our rating from a 2 from a 4. The scoring is 1 is the best, and 10 would be the worst. We were a 4. We were certainly not bad before, but we're way better this time. What that does is reduce the fire insurance portion of your homeowners and your business insurance, and it's based on an individual basis, so it depends on what you have in your home or in your business. I've been told by insurance companies that it'll be active this year. If you've already paid your insurance this year, or if it comes up, you'll recognize that savings on the next on your next billing cycle, which is probably next year or after June 1st. If you do, there's no way for me to figure out how much it saves the individual homeowners, but if somebody were to look into it, make a couple phone calls and let me know, I'd really appreciate it, because I hope we're doing something real well, or I know we are, but I just don't know the exact dollars and cents that I can come up with. Part of my goal as fire chief is to increase our involvement in the community, which we've done. We're at every single block party we can make. Of course, emergency calls come first, and we're at every single social organization we're going to and paying for by our own. All the fundraisers like the pancake breakfasts and stuff, we're always throwing our firemen out there, making sure they're doing what we're doing. We also have to increase our training, which is unfunded because of the mandated training requirements from the federal government, the state, and the local EMS organizations. We've been really increasing our training on this. You've probably seen us out and about throughout the city training. We've also increased our training with the Mavis Division 11. We offer CPR classes. We've trained most of the city employees, and now we're offering to the general public. We had an infant car seat installation, and we have certified installers. They must be made by appointments. We're meeting with the schools, and we're increasing the communications and safety planning. The police department is also active in that for police, for active shooters. We're meeting with McNeil Hospital for an internal and external disaster plan. Now we're going to talk about the EMS program. First up, 905 is our North End ambulance, came out of the 16th Street station. It's the busiest ambulance in Region 8 Hospital, in Loyola Hospital. That's all the suburbs around. Our ambulance was always the busiest. So we are a learning ground for paramedics, and I believe our paramedics provide a great service. So as the mayor pointed out, we eliminated contracted service, and in last year, from June 1st, 2009 through May 31st, their charge was $1.2 million. Next year would have been